Welcome to this week's Davidson Football Player Spotlight. Today we're joined by senior running back Jorell Story. As always, we're powered by Wade & Associates. Jorell, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Pleasure to be here.
Let's talk about this win this last weekend, 42-14 win over Stetson. You lead the rushing charge, 91 yards on 14 carries, 6.5 yards per carry. What were you guys doing so well down in Florida?
I think it all starts with the O-line. There's a lot of blocking that obviously gets me to pop those kind of runs. I think more than anything, the kind of yardage that I had came from just being behind Wes. I mean, Wesley starts off the charge every single game, and he was definitely getting smacked a couple times through those first 5 or 6 plays, and I was able to bust one when I first came in. So, I mean, between the line just opening up holes just all day, we have a lot of guys that are hurt within the O-line, so guys just stepping up and being able to play their role was huge on Saturday. So, yeah.
You and Wesley have worked really well together throughout the entire season, throughout the last couple of years. Yeah. How do you think that your running styles complement one another?
I think that it's kind of interesting the way that we kind of complement each other. I think that as for my style, it's just more of a downhill running attack, and it's just just kind of daring, just kind of daring people to tackle me at this point. But for Wes, it's just unorthodox. I've tried to put a word to it. That's the best word I can put to it. It's just he just knows how to make people miss in the weirdest ways possible. He trains all off season long to make people miss in the weirdest ways, just because he's just that committed and that good at it. So I mean, when you're trying to tackle somebody that is weird to tackle, and then I come in just daring you to tackle me, it's a hard switch up.
Yeah, it's a tough look for opposing defenses.
Without a doubt, yeah.
He finds the end zone twice. You score a touchdown. Third straight game for you with a touchdown. Does that feeling ever get old?
Never gets old. Never gets old, especially with our little celebration on the sideline that we have going now. Kind of started off with Wes and I, now it's the full running back room, and it's really gotten to the full team at this point. So our little dance on the sideline just to keep everybody loose, that it never gets old.
Yeah, take me through that little touchdown celebration dance. I need step by step. I need a walkthrough. How can we participate? How does that all happen?
I mean, I don't know who all wants to participate in the crowd. It's open to anybody. But basically, it's just whoever scores. We kind of create a circle, and whoever scores kind of jumps into the middle of the circle, and we all just dance at the same time.
It's just like a go-to move?
Everybody puts their hands up like this, and they kind of just shake their rest of their body, I guess you could say.
You just move it around and have a good time.
Just have some fun, yeah.
Who's the worst dancer out of the guys?
The worst dancer? That's a good question.
Or the best? I mean, I'm just looking for like a level of talent here.
Worst dancer is probably Jackson Sherrard.
Yeah.
He had a pretty bad one last week. He's got to work on it. He's doing well, but he's got to work on it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you score as many times as you do, you get to practice that. You score as many times as Wesley, you're going to come up with some things. Yeah. Jackson, he's coming along.
Yeah, he's on his way. He's on his way, definitely. Yeah.
28 unanswered points for you guys in the second half. What do you think flipped after halftime?
I don't think that anything really flipped, to be completely honest with you. I think that it was just confidence and just the knowing that we were just a better team. We just never got discouraged within the first half. I mean, we had 2 long drives in the first half. We had a drive that we were stopped on 4th down near the goal line. And even with all that being said, we didn't come back and start yelling at each other, nothing like that. It was just, we knew that we were going to be okay. We came into the locker room at halftime and just, we knew everything was going to be fine. We just kept everybody raised up in the second half. We just really just kind of just stayed loose and just let the confidence just exude from us, and that kind of helped us in a 99-yard drive and a blocked punt from Harrison Hill and Murph. So, yeah.
As one of the leaders for this team, how do you take that role and motivate these guys when you get stopped at the 1-yard line, or when you're trying to really make an impact with a 99-yard drive?
Really just by not trying to be some big leader figure, but just being a good teammate. I mean, that's something that Coach A was helping me with a lot throughout the last couple of years here, of just teaching me how to become a better leader. And that's something that a lot of the time I kind of look around, I'm like, I don't even know how I was named the leader on this team. I'm just a normal guy. And I think that the key for me is just trying to be a good teammate. It's not trying to go and yell at somebody and pick somebody. It's just literally going over and just saying, hey, we need you this drive. just knowing your different teammates. So for some, it's just trying to get them hyped up. For some, like my boy Tyler, who's also a leader, he kind of holds a lot of the weight. And so I just go over to him almost every single drive. I'm like, hey, let's just have some fun. Just get him to stay loose. So it's not much of like a key or anything like that. It's just trying to be a good teammate. That's all.
Ultimately, having fun is what it's all about.
Without a doubt, yeah.
So let's do a little bit of reflecting, because coming up on Saturday, we've got your last game at Richardson Stadium. We've got your last game as a Davidson Wildcat football player. Had your last road game against Stetson. Has it all kind of started to hit you yet?
It has. It started to hit me yesterday. We kind of met up with Coach about it being like senior day and everything. And I was just sitting there, I was like, dang, like we've actually made it this far. So it truly is just a blessing and a pleasure to be able to do this. And it's definitely starting to hit. It's definitely starting to hit. The family coming in on Friday, going to be here on Saturday, and just knowing that this is actually gonna be my last college football game. It's like, it's a lot, but I'm just trying to enjoy it, just every second of it. So.
Talked about this with Coach a couple weeks back, how this is a program that's continuously raising the bar in terms of expectations over the last couple of years. But you guys as a senior class have a pretty unique perspective, having experienced 2 years before Coach Scott Abel arrived and now the 2 years since. Mm-hmm. How do you take the experiences you had as a freshman and a sophomore and kind of show the underclassmen that are on this team that have experienced success? How do you make them realize how far this program's come?
I think to a certain extent, we kind of get that anyway, just from the different statistics that are thrown around at us. I mean, after the game on Saturday, we had no idea, but I was told, I don't necessarily know if this is the case or not, but I was told that was the first time, this season, the first season that Davidson has won 6 Division I games ever, is what was said. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, a lot of the statistics that are thrown around of just like, first winning PFL record in so many years, first time we beat this team in a decade and stuff like that. Like, I mean, a lot of that kind of gets thrown at us.
You were part of the first PFL win in 3 years, that game-winning touchdown against Valpo?
Oh, yeah. That was definitely a lot of fun.
I've got a number to throw at you. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so 8-3 record, 5-2 in the PFL, 8 wins, most since 2000.
Sheesh.
5 PFL wins, most since 2006. You were in elementary school.
I was, yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
That's wild, yeah. That's just, I mean, looking back on it, I mean, we look back at the season and we look and say, oh, we wish we could have won this game or this game. But the past few weeks, I've just been looking at it as a senior. I only have so many weeks left, and just being able to say, okay, like, this actually, like, we actually changed things around here. This is actually something that we set out to do, and we've now done in changing this program around. It's just something that, again, is just a huge blessing.
How do you think you've grown the last few years?
I would say I've grown tremendously. Part of that is just being in college and just dealing with, I guess, just college things. There's also life that comes into it. But I think more than anything, a lot of my growth has been due to the football field. And not necessarily the football field, but everything that comes with it. So being with teammates, making people that are just teammates, making them brothers, and people that are going to be my best friends for the rest of my life. And just learning, like we were saying earlier, how to lead best. And I think Coach Abel coming in and telling us, like, continuously that this is not things that are just going to help us on the football field. These are things going to help us in life. And being able to see it in that way, I feel like I've grown tremendously due to Davidson football itself, but specifically to Coach Abel, honestly.
You look back on your time here, and you kind of see the program growing, you growing at the same time. It's kind of neat to watch that all happen together. And with this group of seniors that you've talked about now going into their last game at Richardson Stadium on Saturday, what are some of the things that you guys have talked about, not necessarily wanting to do during your last game, but things that you want to make sure you leave on the field?
I think first and foremost, it's just leaving with a win. I think leaving with it not being 8-4 and it being 9-3, I think that would be something that would be unmatched, and a feeling that we would always remember, without a doubt. I think a little bit bigger than that is just enjoying the moment and not trying to push it off. So enjoying the moment is just, it's not just on Saturday, it's after every practice, just being able to hang out in the locker room a little bit longer and just being able to chill and just listen to music, act a fool in the locker room. Or
work on those dance moves.
Exactly. Going to Commons afterwards, even though Some people don't like comps, being able to go to comps and just hang with the guys, you know, like, and all that kind of goes into Saturday of just enjoying every single minute of it and not being super like sorrowful about it on Saturday, like, oh my gosh, that was my last carry. None of that, but just truly being able to sit there on Saturday and just enjoy every second of it and have fun while you're doing it.
Made a lot of memories the last 3-4 years now, and a chance for some really special ones on Saturday. Jorell, thanks for joining us. Best of luck and congratulations on an awesome career.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That'll do it for this week's edition of the Davidson Football Player Spotlight. Many thanks to Jorell for joining us. Davidson Football plays Drake on Saturday, 1 o'clock kickoff at Richardson Stadium. It's the final game of the season. Hope to see you out there. If you can't make it, you can follow along in the Davidson Radio Network or watch live on DavidsonWildcats.com. As always, updates on Twitter @DavidsonFB. This has been the Davidson Football Player Spotlight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.